constantly. You can't just let it go and expect it to grow. There's a quote for you. All right. These are not in any particular order. It's just 10 things that I've learned through my 20s and I try to live by. Number 10, offer assistance to those who are missing something you have. If you see an old lady that is putting up groceries, even if she doesn't need your help technically, just go ahead and help her. You might as well. If you're particularly gifted in some area of your life, and you know that somebody else needs help with something, just go ahead and help them. Just offer your assistance. And if people take offense to the offer, that's on them, because you're just trying to help. And I wouldn't take it personally either, because you aren't owed their yes response. They can say yes or no, and you offered, and then it's over if they say no. If they say yes, then you both benefit. You get to help somebody, they get to receive your help. So it's all around plus if they say yes, and if they say no, then it's completely neutral. So don't take offense to it if they do say no. But definitely always offer, just in case they need it or they want it. They might have been waiting for somebody to come up and ask them, hey, do you need help? So make sure you at least ask. Number 9, have a conversation with a stranger. So this kind of goes along with that. Every now and then, just go out of your comfort zone and start talking to somebody. And it's going to feel really strange at first, but it's really going to help you. If you're introverted, especially like I am, and I was really, really bad about not talking to anybody. Very difficult to make friends. Very introverted, very awkward. And one of the reasons why was that I felt like I was going to bother somebody. And that's not true. I mean, think about it. If somebody comes up and just starts talking to you and they're like, hey man, I like your shirt, there's no problem there. Like, it doesn't impede on you. It's benefiting you. If you guys start having a conversation, it's great. And if they're in a rush or something, you can tell by looking at them before you start talking to them if they're in a rush. So you can say something quick in passing, give them a quick compliment, something like that. Just every now and then, just kind of brighten somebody's day a little bit. And if you're introverted like I am and definitely was, then it helps you get out of your comfort zone a little bit. So there's no downside to that. Okay, where are we at? Hold on, I'm losing my place. Number 8, ask the right people for help. If there's somebody in your life that is good at something and you need help with that thing, then you should probably go to ask them. I know that sounds like obvious, but if you're having relationship issues and you have a friend that is a yes man and he's going to tell you like, yeah man, you're doing good, like it's her fault, like it's okay, you're good. Maybe don't always come to that person for advice, because if you know they're going to tell you that you're the right one and you're doing good, you should get a little bit of the other side too. So find somebody that gives you unbiased advice, or at least get the other side, the perspective from that. And you can do both, like get advice from both of those people. So, you get a balanced opinion for sure if you do that. If you have somebody that you know is particularly against you, that is your friend, but they are more likely to point out that you could be wrong, go to that person, and go to the person who's more likely to point out that you're right. So just to get a balanced view and see if maybe you are more so in the wrong, or maybe you are more so in the right. Or it could be right in the middle. So it's just good to get a balanced view of that kind of thing. Number 7, don't do it all alone. This is one I think I still struggle with this one. You have to be able to ask people for help. I'm a very independent person, and I've always been that way. But sometimes you need, or just want, somebody else's help, and you should just go ask them, because it's really not that big a deal. Like, I think we make things a lot bigger deal in our minds. No matter what you're doing in life, let somebody help you just a little, at least. And if there's times where you want to do things on your own, I think that's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with being independent, but don't shut yourself out of the world. You need to keep that communication open and let people help you. Number 6, do something creative. This is the coldest take of all time, but your phone is not a hobby. And you should definitely find something to do to fill your free time rather than scrolling. Do something creative that is not you consuming. Produce something instead. So let's say, for instance, you are consumed by TikTok. Like, you always are spending all your free time watching videos. Make a video. I know that's not the greatest example because, like, TikTok is, I think it can be really beneficial or it can be really negative depending on what kind of things you're creating. But I think in general, if you are making something rather than consuming it, I think it's a net positive, even if it's probably not the greatest thing. I don't know if I agree with that, but anyway. So just do something creative. If you have hobbies that you like to watch, like on YouTube, for instance, or TikTok or whatever, if there's like something you like to see, try to incorporate that into something you can create a little bit, whatever that might be. So just try to make something. If you want to try leatherworking or woodworking, just make something. Like, just go out and, I know it costs money, but you can do a lot of things that are free too. So, number 5, live below your means. This one's just a financial tip. I think I've heard of people not agreeing with this, but I don't really understand that. Especially if you're not a rich person, you will get ahead financially if you live below your means, because you will have more money than you spend. I mean, it's just a simple math problem, really. I don't think I really need to go into that one too much. But if you don't know what to do with your money, then I would just recommend that you spend less than you're making. As a general rule, I think that just makes sense. Number 4, might seem a little silly and cliche, but it is very true. Love is alive, and you should care for it as such. So this is more of a relationship thing, but not necessarily romantic. It can be a relationship with your friends or brother or sister, parents, anything like that. When you love somebody, it's more than just a feeling, and I think a feeling is just a descriptor for what it actually is. I think that it, in its essence, is an action. I think it's alive in the sense that you have to feed it and care for it. You can't just say that you love something and let it fall away. Like, you have to care for that thing like it's something that is alive. I think that goes basically without saying, but I think it's really important that you care for your loved ones like the love itself is alive, because it needs to be tended to constantly. You can't just let it go and expect it to grow. There's a quote for you. All right. Number 3, sometimes you have to go backwards to get out of the rut. I think that there are times in life where you feel like you're stuck, and especially with the kind of hustle culture we have now, it's like just, go ahead first and bust out of it. But I think sometimes you have to take a step back, even in your progress, before you can go forward again. It's like a reset, basically. So if you're in a place in life where you are just absolutely stuck and you have tried to just go head first and push through it, and you can't do that, sometimes you just take a step back and just wait and be like, okay, let's look at the situation. I'm going to let the potential progress pass me by for a second, and let's just think about this and see what I can do to fix this. And don't do the same thing you've been doing. Change it up and do something else. The heart and mind will deceive often when working alone. I think that our brains and our hearts, so our logic and our emotion, I'll just say it to be literal. If you are using those only, if you only use your logic, if you only use your emotion, I think they can deceive you if you don't use them together. It's really easy to point out emotional examples for me because I'm more logical, so I can see where the emotion falters easier. If you really feel like, oh yeah, I really feel like this is a good decision, it needs to be based on something. And if you're saying that, well, statistically, this is how this is going to work, I think there's a human error that falls into play that you're not taking into account. Like, let's say your grocery bill each month is $100 because you're eating food that is extremely cheap. You're going to hate that food, and it's not going to last very long. And even then, I don't think that's healthy for your body, so it doesn't really matter. And then on the other side of that, emotionally speaking, if you rely completely on your heart to say, man, I feel like this is the right thing to do, I think that your intuition can be really good at times. But if you have based that on no logic or no statistics or anything like that, I think that can also falter just as easily. Let's say, for instance, you have a job offering that comes up, and you're like, man, I feel like this is the right thing to do. I think that there is a lot of good intuition out there, but you should really look at the numbers and the statistics of this thing you're taking on versus where you're at now. So let's say, just for instance, if there's a pay decrease, but you just feel like it's good, you could be right. But just take all the factors into consideration. Use your heart and your mind. Work them together. Don't work them separate. Okay, number 1. Do now, refine later. If you're thinking about doing something and you are overwhelmed by your perfectionism, you are worried about, what is this going to make me look like? I'm not going to be able to do it right. It's going to be bad at first. Yes, that is all true. You have to start doing it, though. You have to just begin to do it. And everything else will fall into place as you continue to better yourself in whatever you're doing. So if you want to start fishing or hunting or making a YouTube channel, I'm expecting my first 100 videos to not get over 100 views, because I'm trying to be realistic about that. And I know that these first videos I'm going to make are going to be bad, objectively. They won't be very good. But if I stick with it and try to improve something each time, I think that it will do a lot better. And every video is going to do better than the last one, as long as you improve something each time. Don't stay stagnant completely, but just every little bit, just work on it a little bit each time. If you want to be a fisher, or I don't know why fishing came into play. If you want to try fishing, you can watch all the videos you want and, take notes about it and all of that kind of stuff. You're not going to get any better at it until you actually do it. If you want to be a painter, you're not going to get any better at it until you start painting multiple paintings. If you want to be a target shooter, you won't get better at it until you start shooting a lot of targets. Anything you're thinking about right now that you really want to pursue, you have to start now and get better at it after you start. Because it's not possible to get better at something if you haven't begun to do it. And you're going to be bad when you first start. It's a hard pill to swallow for people that are perfectionists, but you have to start, and you're going to be bad when you first start. And it's okay. It's not a bad thing to be bad. So that's it for this one. If these helped you, let me know. If there's something that I missed, or there's something that you take, if there's like a quote that helps you out that you've used in your 20s, or something that I am wrong about, let me know. I'm open to criticism. I probably said a couple things that I don't even agree with now, even after videoing it. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to see more of this type of thing, subscribe. And thank you. Bye-bye.